Hey guys, what's up? Tori here. As you can see, I'm still by my aunt's house, but I'm 10 days post-op today. I had my 1 week post-op appointment from my panniculectomy. Sorry if I wasn't clear about that. I had my 1 week post-op appointment 2 days ago. Today is Thursday the 29th, so Tuesday the 27th is when I had my 1 week post-op appointment. And at that appointment, things went good. I went to my appointment and honestly, he didn't really do much at the appointment. He looked at the incision. He said everything looks really good and is healing nicely. Unfortunately, he said my drains were still draining too much, and also like the fluid coming out is a very, very dark color. And he said that's it's just old blood that's kind of draining into it. So, and he's like, if I take them out now, the problem will be like that'll build up, and then you'll have to come in and I'll have to put in a big old needle and pull the fluid out with a needle. And I'm like, yeah, let's not do that. So, yeah, he had to leave the drains in. And then he just removed the stitches because he used regular nylon stitches for my belly button, because essentially for the surgery what he does is he kind of like remakes your belly button. I think he uses the old belly button but makes it new. I think that's how he explained it to me. But anyway, like, so he removed the stitches from my belly button, and then he put like this like antibacterial gauze into it, and he said that's just so that way as it heals the belly button won't close shut. So he did that, and he also did not remove my staples, which I thought he was gonna do. But then he said, I'll see you on Thursday to remove the staples. So I was like, really? Then why didn't we just make the whole appointment for on Thursday if you were gonna be removing the staples 2 days later? Like, that made no sense to me, but whatever. You know, I'll do whatever. I just smile and nod, do what the doctor says, because I want the healing to go as smoothly as possible and as quickly as possible. So yeah, so I'm going to be going in today to get my staples out. I know I probably should have made this video later, but I just don't think I'm going to get the opportunity to make this video later, so that's why I'm just doing it now. But I go in at 3 o'clock. It's going on 11 o'clock right now, so I'll go in at 3 o'clock today to get my staples taken out, and I think that is going to make such a huge difference, because the staples pull so much. Like, they are like when I stand up, like I have like this such like pulling feeling, and it'll sometimes like sting a tiny bit when I stand up, and I think it's mostly the staples doing that. Like, so I think it'll make a really big difference getting the staples out. And actually, like, I've looked at the staples, and like there's a couple of them that almost look like they're just gonna like fall out on their own even. So like, I think the staples definitely are very ready to come out. And if you're wondering, like, he used a combination of dissolvable sutures and staples, and the reasoning for the staples is just to keep everything held together really nicely while it's healing and kind of closing up good, so that way nothing comes pulled apart, because, you know, essentially he's pulling what skin is left together really tight. And it's really tight, so you're talking, you know, the littlest like stretch or movement could make it come apart. So the staples are just to kind of keep everything held together while it's healing and closing up good. And now that things are healed up and closed up enough where they shouldn't come apart, the staples can come out. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that. And my aunt even told me that like taking the staples out should make a big difference, because she used to work in the OB department at a hospital. And she said with her C-section patients, when they used to use staples, because they don't really use staples anymore, they just use dissolvable sutures. She said when they used to use staples, she remembered her patients always saying that it felt so much better when the staples were out. Like, so I wonder if it's just that same thing, like it just, they just kind of pull and tug, and because like there's even moments too where like I can feel the staples kind of like poking me, or like I can feel them like pull weird. Like they are annoying. So I'm really excited to get the staples out. I think it'll feel really good and it'll make a really big difference. So I can't wait to get them out. And I still have my drains. I guess there is a chance he could take them out today, but I really don't foresee it happening. I foresee the drains staying in, yet I think it'll be, because he honestly said that we'll probably keep them in another week, so it'll probably be next week. that he'll take the drains out because the drains were still draining too much, he said. So I have to, which is kind of a bummer because the drains are just so annoying. Like, I really don't like them at all. Like, they wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the actual, like, sites where the drains go in me. Like, the left side one isn't so bad, but the right side one, that one leaks. And it's so annoying. Like, it doesn't do it anywhere near as bad as it did at first. Like, it's pretty manageable now. Like, it's just a tiny bit here and there now. So, like, it's not so bad, and it doesn't, like, soak me anymore. Like, as long as I keep it covered with a pad, like, and I change the pad out regularly, like, it stays dry. Like, you know, it's almost like having your period back there. Sorry that that's TMI, but that's, like, the best way I can describe it. Like, as long as you keep it covered and you change it up regularly, like, it's not as bad anymore. And it's just a little teensy bit of leakage here and there anyway now. It's not, like, as bad, but it's still just so annoying. And, like, and if I do happen to get wet back there, like, I feel it immediately, and I'm just like, ugh, gross, no, it needs to be changed. Like, it's the worst part about it. Like, the drains are the worst part about this. Like, the pain isn't bad. I mean, in all honesty, like, what little bit of pain I've had here and there, it's been manageable with Tylenol. Like, it hasn't been that bad. So it's like, yeah. But overall, guys, like, I am feeling really good. And especially after, because the other thing with my appointment on Tuesday is he gave me the all clear to take a shower. So as soon as I got home from my appointment, I took a shower. And if you're wondering how I take a shower with the drain still in, all I got to do is take a piece of string and tie because there's, you know, little things, like, I'll show you here. There's these little white things here that all I got to do is lace a string through them and then tie it around my neck and basically wear the drains like a necklace. While I'm in the shower. So that's pretty much all I did. That's all I got to do. And then as far as, like, you know, showering, I just got to kind of, like, pat the incision area, you know, don't rub it or anything, just kind of pat it a little bit. So that's pretty much it. And it felt so good to actually take a full shower and get nice and clean. It made such a difference. And since taking that shower, I have felt like a new person. Like, I feel so much better. So, like, that's awesome. Great. I love it. I love feeling so much better and feeling like a new person. I'm still, you know, being very good and taking it easy. I'm planning on staying with my aunt through Saturday because she is going to be leaving for a trip with her kids, like, really, really early Sunday morning. So I'm going to stay with her through Saturday just because it's nice to be able to take it easy here and have her help here, because I'm just afraid of when I go home, like, I think my brother will be pretty good and understanding about helping me, but I'm more worried about what my dad will be like. Like, I'm just afraid he's going to be like thinking that I need to go back to doing everything I was doing before I had surgery. And, like, that's just not going to be the case. Like, I'm still going to have to take it kind of easy. Like, you know, this is a fairly major surgery. Like, you know, so I'm kind of afraid of how things are going to be at home. So it's just kind of nice to be able to take it easy and, you know, that kind of thing here as long as possible. So, and I've already worked it out with my brother that he's going to come over here sometime on Saturday and hang out here, and then him and I will go home together. Because I can't drive yet. I mean, I technically could drive if I wanted to, but my doctor told me as far as driving goes, to just, when I feel comfortable. And obviously at the moment I don't feel comfortable because of the staples. Like, they would just pull and yank too much and it would be too sore. And also I don't feel comfortable driving with the drains because I feel like the drains will just, like, get in the way of my ability to drive, you know, just because of, like, I mean, I'd have to, like, pin them somewhere just right, but the problem is, like, I can't pin them too far back, otherwise I'd be sitting on them, and, like, yeah. So I think, like, honestly, until my drains come out, I won't really be driving much. So yeah, that's just kind of my driving situation. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan. And then once I go home, like, my sister said that if I needed help with anything, she would be willing to come over and help me out a little bit. So that's good. While my aunt is gone, that is, because honestly, I should be pretty good to handle things on my own, because, like, I can empty my drains on my own. Like, that's not rocket science. All I gotta do is squeeze them empty and then put the plug over it. Like, that's not that difficult. And also, after I get my staples out, I shouldn't have to keep dressings over my entire incision anymore. So I should only have to keep pads over the drain sites after I get my staples out today. So then, like, I can handle doing that on my own too. Like, that shouldn't be too complicated either. So, I mean, like I said, if I do need any help, like my sister said she would be willing to come over and help me out with things if need be. So, while my aunt is gone. So, and I think, like I said, I think I'll be okay because I'm still tentatively planning on going back to work, not next week, but the following week. So, hopefully, you know, things will keep going as planned from that standpoint. And then I keep healing up and such, but overall, guys, like, things have gone really pretty well. Like, I mean, the surgery definitely isn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but it really hasn't been super difficult either. You know what I mean? Like, I would put it in between having my sleeve and my arms. My arms was a piece of cake. My sleeve was a little bit more challenging, and I would put this one right in between those two. Like, a little more difficult than my arms, but not quite as difficult as my sleeve was. Like, like that, to me, that's kind of a good spot to put it. So yeah, overall, not an overly complicated surgery, but also definitely not like the most easiest thing. So that's kind of where I put it at this point, and everything is going really good so far. I'm feeling good. Every day gets easier. Every day gets better. Like, I am standing up almost completely straight now. I think I'm still a teensy bit hunched over, but I think once the staples come out, that'll make a difference. And like, I can walk around and stuff way easier than I could. I can stand for longer periods of time now too. So that's all really good. Like I said, again, I think once the staples come up, that'll make a huge difference, because the only time that things are even a teensy bit sore is when I go to stand up. But I think once the staples come out today, it'll make a difference. So, yes. But yeah, guys, so that's really everything that I have for you. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer and chat with you guys. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you aren't already, for sure. I'm also on Facebook. You can follow me there too. I don't post to Facebook very often. I'm terrible about posting to the Facebook, but I post to Twitter and Instagram quite a bit, so definitely be sure to follow me on there. The links will be in the description box below. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.